When Jiro thought he had laid a net for Liang, Charlie's big net had already trapped him firmly. At this moment, and here, Jiro thought that his dozen or so masters who came from Japan would be able to eat Liang. But he didn't know that on both sides of this intersection, at least 50 people had surrounded them to death. At this time, the bus that Charlie took was less than 3 kilometers away. JX Pharmaceutical, where Liang is located, is about 3 kilometers away from here. Therefore, Liang also walked out of JX Pharmaceutical at this time, got into his car, and walked off work on the road as usual. When Jiro's observer reported, telling him that Liang has set off from JX Pharmaceutical and was still driving alone, Kobayashi's blood boiled. 10 minutes later, Liang's Mercedes-Benz sedan drove into this corner. At this time, the black wind was high, and there were no passing vehicles on the road. Jiro's tactical planning is very simple and straightforward. Right here, he stops the car that Liang is driving, then immediately tie him up, take him to a safe place for severe torture, and force him to take out all the prescriptions. Moreover, Jiro has already bought hundreds of commonly used Chinese medicinal materials in advance. As long as Liang provides the formula, he can immediately make the preparation on the spot and compare it with the JX Weizen in the market. As long as the prescription of the medicine is consistent with the efficacy of JX Weizen, he can immediately rush back to Japan and start producing it with the new prescription. The dozen or so masters he has called will stay behind and will completely destroy the entire JX Pharmaceutical. Seeing that Liang's car had already turned into a corner, Jiro was so excited that he even walked off the Toyota Alpha himself. A dozen masters from Japan had already used vehicles to block Liang's road ahead. They disguised the scene of a rear-end collision. After Liang drove up to the front, there were 2 more cars, and they drove him back inside. All roads are blocked. By then, Liang would be the turtle in the urn. At this moment, Liang drove into the curve and saw 2 cars parked in front of him, and several people were standing on either side of the cars, as if arguing about something. So he stopped the car directly, followed Charlie's instructions, got out of the car, and asked, "What's the matter? Has the car crashed? Can you move the car to the side of the road to deal with the accident? In the middle of the road, this way is all blocked by you." As soon as Liang's voice fell, the few people suddenly rushed towards him. 2 of them were extremely fast, and they were in front of Liang in the blink of an eye, and then tightly controlled his hands from left to right. Arms. Liang pretended to panic and shouted, "Who are you? What do you want to do?" Jiro walked out of the darkness, grinning, and said, "Hello Mr. Liang, let's meet again." Liang blurted out and asked, "Jiro? What do you mean?" Jiro smiled and said, "It's not interesting. The cooperation during the day was not negotiated, so I want to invite you to change places. Let's continue talking." After speaking, he immediately said to the black-clothed men, "Take him away from me." At this moment, a bus suddenly drove over from the opposite side. The driver shook his headlight and honked his horn. Jiro frowned. "Damn, is there a bus coming this way at night?" After finishing speaking, he said to the black-clothed people, "Quickly get out of the way, otherwise, if passers-by are suspicious, there will be unnecessary trouble." The man in black was about to step forward, and the bus had already stopped in front of the 2 cars disguised as a car accident. The driver put down the car window and shouted, "Hey, what's the matter? Is there an accident? Why have you blocked both sides of the road?" One of the people in black hurriedly said, I'm sorry, move away now." The driver cursed and said, "Hurry up, what the hell is this? What a FC King scene." When the man in black heard this, he was a little annoyed, and he cursed, "Bastard. Are you talking to me?" The driver sneered, "Oh, you are acting as a king, what the hell is it? Do you pretend to be here with your grandpa? Don't look at where this is." This man in black is a respected martial arts master. Although he is not as good as Nanako's master Yamamoto Kazuki, he is at least a master. He was suddenly annoyed by a bus driver pointing his nose to curse. Said, "Damn. If I don't show you some color today, you don't know what the price of cheap mouth is." Jiro hurriedly shouted, "Musashi. Focus on the overall situation and don't make trouble. Move the car quickly and let the bus pass by." Hearing this, the man in black had to grit his teeth, pointed at the bus driver and cursed, "You are lucky today, I will spare your life." The driver laughed, spit out the window, and continued to curse, "The little chicken feathers at the back are more acquainted. Otherwise, I will kick you guys back to where you are from." Jiro didn't expect that a bus driver would dare to call him a little feather. An unprecedented shame, but surging out in his heart. He is the president of Kobayashi Corporation. The helm of the Kobayashi family. In any case, cannot accept such disrespectful titles and insults. Just now he told that Musashi not to make trouble, pointing angrily at the bus driver, and yelling, "You guys, teach him a good lesson and bastard must learn to shut his mouth. You must tear his broken mouth." Several people in black were already furious, and upon hearing this, they rushed over with excitement.